People who accidentally sent nudes to the wrong people. How was the aftermath? Years ago I had a phone that I often would accidentally choose someone's name while scrolling through to get to the name I wanted. Never really an issue until one day my GF asked for a peen pic. Pressed send and saw sending to GF. Grandma. I tried everything to stop it from going out. It sent. I spent 10 minutes thinking of time machines. Faking my death. Actually dying. Then my phone rang. It was my grandma. I ignored it because frick if I'm facing that head on. Listen to her voicemail. Hey, I'm not sure what you were sending me, but I don't have picture messaging on my phone. You'll have to email it. Jesus frick. Emailed her a picture of my dog and moved on with my life. Wasn't exactly nudes, but I was trying to send a picture of my chest. I'm a dude. To my friend. Dude has bad allergies like me offered to look at it because I couldn't tell if I had a rash or just an allergic reaction. Accidentally sent it to a separate female friend and she sent me a picture of tits back. 10/10ths would do again. I had my GFS name in my phone and her dad's name as GFS name plus dad. I sent a peen pic to the dad's number. Luckily he was cool about it and just replied, I really hope this wasn't for me. I accidentally sent one to my group chat of my best friends. Still haven't heard the end of it. They all sent one back of the same pose I was in. Kill me. My wife and my mom's names start with the same letter and are next to each other on my contact list. I accidentally told my mom that I wanted to eat her pussy after she got off work. My dad called me laughing his ass off thinking it was hilarious. My mom did not find it funny at all. Not nudes. But my buddy left his Discord going while him and his wife banged one out in the room on a server all of our friends have access to. Luckily I was the only one on and I'm the server admin, so I server muted him before anybody else heard. But yeah, that happened. I thought about pretending it didn't happen, but I decided to tell him so that he could avoid it happening again. Now he's on push to talk. Accidentally sent a peen pic to my Snap story when stories were just starting. GF. Intended recipient told me I could see who else saw it. My sister and 2 guy friends from high school. Immediately apologized to all 3. Sister was mortified. One friend laughed it off. The 3rd friend told me he was bisexual. 10/10ths experience overall. My friend was tutoring some girl at school and decided to find/creep her social media. Come to find out she has tons of followers and is in great shape and posts tons of sexy photos. In disbelief I ask for a pic. So he saves a pic of her in a bikini and sends it to me, but accidentally sent it to her. No words. Just a pic of her in a bikini from months ago lol. She replied going okay. Where did you get this? He tried to save himself by saying oh I stumbled on this. What's your fitness secrets etc. She wasn't buying it lol. Pretty hilarious on my end though. Sent an explicit video to a coworker via Snapchat. Immediately texted him a million times not to open the snap. He didn't. And let me open it later at work to clear it out. Good guy. Dated a girl called Myrna for a while. She was really into sexting and quite kinky and I sent her pure, utter, unadulterated filth in the form of 2 or 3 paragraphs. Ended up sending it to my mum. She laughed it off, but I've never lived that one down. Not a pic, but accidentally sent a pretty rassy sext to my roommate instead of a girl. Immediately sent it wasn't for him. Got the response yikesy. Glad I had a chill roommate. Thought I sent a peen pic to GF. Sent it to some random number instead. 1 hour later, that person replies asking who it is. I explain that I meant to send it to somebody else and I fat fingered the wrong number. They said can I keep it? And I said it was fine with me. Never heard back from them after that. I hope they still have it. Whoever and wherever they are. My friend accidentally sent a picture of his peen to my other friend, intended for girlfriend. It was awkward for about a day and then it became a running joke in our group. Huge confession time, but once I actually Snapchat and approximated 50 plus peen pics to the wrong girl in my contacts. Apparently wasted me couldn't find the most complimentary angle. She just asked me in the morning if I did anything crazy last night that I remember. After she showed me proof of my freaking stupidity, she said that she would delete the photos if I said it was okay, that she could tell the story for the rest of time barring select mutual friends. Seemed like a fair and generous trade. Was the receiver of a topless/lingerie photo of a girl from work I had a crush on. She immediately called in a fit of hysterics and laughter, begging me to delete the picture. It was meant for her BFF, showing her what she was going to wear for the anniversary night she had coming up with her BF. I assured her it was no big deal. I did delete it immediately and never brought it up again with her or anyone else. Her and the guy are now married and continue to make each other happy, but that image is seared in my mind, and it's glorious. Co-worker sent a cockshot to his girlfriend while he was working away from home. His girlfriend and every other contact in his BlackBerry, owners of the company, mother and daughter, etc. played it off as an honest mistake and carried on. Was on the receiving end. Friend of mine had a habit of sending jokes and family updates to a group of people, which while annoying as hell, I still enjoyed the updates. One day he sent some meme out to us, that would be me, my wife, his wife, and most of his family and social group. A couple minutes later his wife replied with a close-up full frontal and a reclined completely nude photo. To everyone, friends, family, all of us got to see his wife's naughty bits. Apparently she was trying to send to just him in another message, but obviously freaked up. There was a lot of surprised replies to that mistake. The group updates stopped after that. Not me, but a person I went to college with. Basically my course was very female orientated, and there was only one guy on the course who was super sweet and friendly with everyone. We had a group chat on Snapchat, which we all used multiple times a day to meet up with people/swap notes. You can see where this is going. One day he sent a peen pic to the group chat which was apparently intended for his girlfriend. He noped out of there real quick after deleting it, but about half of us saw mayo. No one was angry at him, but I remember there being a lot of bless hims and low-key second-hand embarrassment afterwards. My girlfriend at the time posting a booty pic on her story instead of sending it to me. When I called her moments later prior to seeing the post, she stated why I opened her snap and did not reply to it. She thought I didn't enjoy the picture, so I let her know that I haven't received anything, and when I look at her story she posted it LMAO. She quickly deleted it, thank god no one watched it yet, and was she embarrassed lol. One chick from my HS, very good looking, accidentally sent her nudes to everyone in her address book. Not sure how that even happens. Like a year after she graduated, she deleted her FB and all social media, and nobody that I know has heard from her since or knows what she's doing. When I was working in sales, I told a friend of mine, after he had his best day, that the tradition was to send a peen pic to our boss. After less convincing than I would ever think, he did. Boss was at his baby shower, one of the high points of my life. Dude, I accidentally sent a full-blown sex video to my friend, wanted to send it to my GF because she asked. He deleted it without watching, though, and everything was fine. The person laughed and said, I thought you were lying about how small it really is. I once sent a link to a hardcore BDSM video to the wrong person. I wrote a very apologetic email and she said she liked it and we should meet up. I just told her that wasn't meant for you. I'm sorry lol. She understood, opened it without looking, and our relationship of platonic friends was unaffected. My girlfriend's brother accidentally sent his mother a topless pic of his girlfriend. His mother was like, let's pretend this never happened. Not nudes, but accidentally sent. I can't decide if jerking off at my great grandma's house is worth it or not to my family group chat instead of my friend's group chat. It was an awkward vacation. I used to post on a self-NSFW sub on another account until someone commented my name. People that knew me weren't really my target audience, but I can only really blame myself. A friend of mine sent an accidental peen pic to me which I accidentally opened when I was on the train. Confronted him about it, and he said it was a mistake because his wife and I share the same first name. We laughed about it. A week later he sent me another peen pic followed with a message saying that it's not a mistake, it's meant for me, and proceed to tell me that he's loved me for years. Nice peen and everything, but I had to tell his wife. They are divorced now. My homie accidentally sent me a peen pic. Pretty much like either frick. Was an accident, cool, we can still hang. Had a female friend do it, and she was all apologetic and embarrassed. I was like, it's 8, and never brought it up again. But now I know what my friend's boobs look like. Not really a big deal. My gay friend once sent me a peen pic instead of his boyfriend by mistake, and profusely apologized. I'm a woman. It was a freaking work of classical art with lighting, background and filter all on point. I told him don't worry, it was the best executed peen pic I've ever received, and we joke occasionally about how straight guys don't know how to take nudes. Found out a girl that I thought was just a friend was pretty willing to jump my bones. Meant to send it to a girl on Tinder. Ended up finding my first casual sex partner / friend. It wasn't a picture, but I accidentally sent a friend's wife a message on Facebook that read, I can't wait to see you in that naughty Santa outfit, instead of sending it to my college roommate and best friend. I didn't even realize the mistake until she replied, what? Fortunately, she knew the kind of jokes my friend group would make with each other, so when I told her it was meant for Daniel instead of Danielle, she laughed hysterically. I have never sent one, but I have received a nude picture that I don't believe it was meant for me. One day a 70y/old lady that usually helps out at a local church sent me a nude picture of her. The picture was a close-up of her vag. Well, I'm not religious at all, but I knew her from a few concerts I helped to organize in the church she serves as a helper. From that moment on I tried, by all means, to act like nothing ever happened. My wife still speaks about it and laughs, saying it was intentional. I honestly don't believe it was. There was a pretty viral story here in South Africa last year of mom accidentally sending a picture of her spreading her eagle with the caption, Chris, are you on your way yet, on a primary school hockey mom's WhatsApp group. Was quite the meme for a few months. Not nudes, as back then that wasn't as big of a thing yet. Crappy cameras on phones back then, but like 14 years ago I sent a dirty text to my boss that was meant for my boyfriend of the time. I was texting my BF on my lunch break. My boss was also texting me, wanting me to bring him back some takeaway as he couldn't get away for lunch. No biggie. I don't mind picking him up something. Well, when I went to reply back to my BF, I didn't realize I was still in my boss's chat bubble. So I typed out a long and insanely detailed reply of a super dirty scene in a movie I wanted to try out with him watching, then participating. I hit send, and the moment it shows sent, I notice the conversation bubbles look weird, and oh crap, this is my married boss, not my BF. Now I work in a male-dominated field. I have to put up firm boundaries with the guys to keep them in line. Especially back then, when I was super young and just out of school. I rush out of the restaurant and fly back to work. I run into my building, which my boss is the manager of in this location. He was the big boss, and I run into the doorway of our shared office. I'm his secretary, and I look at him, and he is laughing his ass off. His face is beet red. Boss, wow, I am no king. So that obviously wasn't for me. But damn, I never knew you had that in you. I always acted very professional and buttoned up at work. My boss's assistant manager has her office right next to us, and the wall is made of glass. So he sees this going down and comes over. Assist MNGR, what's going on? Boss, got this really fun text from I am no king. Wanna see? I freak out, not realizing he is only joking, and would never do that. I run and literally, not making this up, jump over his desk. I grab his phone and go to delete the text. He is just laughing like Christmas came early. The whole time I'm babbling, I was apologizing and berating him all at once. Lol. I couldn't find the text though. He ended up telling me he deleted it right after reading, as he knew it wasn't meant for him. And if his wife saw it, she would go nuts. He waved the assistant manager off and never told him what was in the text. He teased me a bit, and I explained what happened with my face hidden in my hands because it was so hard to face him after him reading that. I eventually left that job. I was told by the assistant manager a couple years later in passing that my boss had a huge crush on me. Ends up his wife was cheating on him, but he wouldn't do anything while he was married, and with the age divide of 14 years, he thought he was too old for me. I respect him for keeping his crush to himself and not trying to hit on me while married, no matter the circumstances of his marriage. Bonus story, this also happened like 14 years ago. My ex-BF had a flip phone. Had 2 screens. Small screen on the outside, large screen on the inside and a keyboard. BTW, I miss actual keyboards on phones instead of touch screens. He had taken a photo of me, not naked, but in my undies in his bed. Not gonna lie, it was actually a really good photo. He saved it as the wallpaper to his inside screen, and I told him I wasn't comfortable with that. He said no, baby, trust me, no one will see it. A few hours later, we are going to dinner with his mother and her BF, and she sees his phone and says, "Hey, that's cool." And my dumbass ex says, "Oh yeah, and check it out, it has a full keyboard." And he flips open the frickin' phone and she sees me in my frickin' bra and panties on her son's bed on his screen. My ex just laughs and goes, "Oops," and closes it. After dinner I deleted the photo off his phone, and never took naughty photos after that, or let any be taken off me, which is a good lesson I learned early in life. My current husband's name is a shorter version of my ex-husband's name, think Dave and David. When we were dating, I went to send my now husband a sexy photo and my phone filled in my ex-husband's name. Praise the holy Lord. It was a landline number, and not his cell, so it didn't go anywhere. To prevent future disasters, my ex's name has been changed to Circa Sweezelpeen Monkey in my phone. My baby mama sent me one a couple years after we separated. I still give her crap for it, because her explanation was complete BS. I even told her then fiancé about it, because it wasn't for him either. My husband was texting me sexy stuff, while also texting some other woman about a programming issue. He accidentally sent her a really graphic written text plus a picture meant for me, to her. He didn't realize his mistake, and that was that, until later in the evening, when this kind soul who I'd never met before found me on FB and sent me a message asking to talk because she needed to tell me something urgently. I said okay. She tells me what happened, though slowly and through tears. She thinks my husband was simultaneously sexually harassing her and attempting to cheat on me. However, she can't bring herself to clarify any details because she's too upset and worried about me being upset. I try to calm her down, thank her for contacting me, and tell her that, though this is all very surprising to me, I'm going to handle it, and that I'm sorry he did that. Now, this all strikes me as absolutely bizarre. I go into the living room and say, "Husband, were you talking to a woman named today?" Husband, "Yeah, me. You said something that upset her, and I really need to understand the context so I can figure this out. Can I see the messages?" I had never before in our years together gone digging in his phone, asked to do so, looked at his emails, or anything like that, so he knew I must have a good reason. Husband, okay. Hands phone to Invincible Summer 1066. What did I do? Me, that's what I'm figuring out. I quickly saw the offending text. It was a contextual continuation of the sexy discussion he'd been having with me. It referenced something I had texted a minute before. And when I looked at the rest of their discussion before that, it was 100% about programming. I showed him his phone and said, "That's what you did. I'm going to explain to her what happened, since I'm not sure she would believe you, and she was very worried about me, but you need to apologize to him." Of course, he was mortified. So I told her what happened. He apologized. She was massively relieved, and then the both of them agreed to pretend it never happened at all. Not me, but my girlfriend. She sent a semi-NSFW pic to an ex they broke up 2 months prior of hers that barely showed anything, but my name was under her ex's, so I got the pic. I replied, "What did I do to deserve that?" And she was glad I didn't make it weird. That somehow flicked the switch from a friend to potential romantic partner. I'm currently in her house pooping as she works. Life is good. It has happened a couple times. Sent one to a friend I'd known for about 10 years. We are both gay guys. I told him not to open it, and he told me that wasn't an option. Complimented me on my peen. Sent one to a female coworker by accident. Her name was right above who I meant to send it to. I quickly sent a message asking her if she could delete it and pretend it never happened. She responded, "What never happened? We were cool." I'm a guy. I was too lazy to put the girl's number in my cell phone, but I memorized her number. This was about 10 years ago, I believe. I took a picture of my peen, erected. Literally 10 seconds later I get a reply, but it wasn't from her. I mistyped her number by 1, so yeah. Person responded, "It was a girl. I just received a lol, is that your peen?" I did respond back and just explained and said my bad, as it was meant for someone else. She responded and said, "Well, it looks nice." That was all. I didn't get embarrassed or anything. I ended up telling the girl it was meant for and she laughed. I once sent a full body nude with a very graphic message to my boss through Snapchat. I immediately spammed his phone telling him not to open his snaps from me, and he said he wouldn't. We didn't work together for another week, and when I showed up a week after, he handed me his phone with Snapchat open and let me open the snap myself in private. He was a really good guy. Was sent a lingerie pic in some store's dressing room that was meant for her BFF. I replied with, "Nah, this color doesn't suit you. Try purple." She didn't reply until later that night with another pic in purple lingerie and a mark. I called her then and chuckled as soon as I heard first words. "I swear if you mention any of this to anyone, I'm going to choke you to death with that bra that you liked." We are still friends till this day, happily married to different people, but no more pics since that night. My ex-BF sent me a nude photo of himself, but my gay friend had my phone at that moment. He saw the photo, started laughing uncontrollably, then talked to my ex-BF and got him to also send a nude photo of his behind. Ex-BF was very flattered with the positive gay attention. Accidentally sent my best friend in high school a peen pic when my GF at the time asked for one. I didn't realize I had sent it to him until she pointed out she hadn't received the pic. I panicked a little bit when I realized who I sent it to and called him right away to apologize. Don't think I've ever heard him laughing that hard in all our years of friendship. His mom saw it too. RIP. They still poke fun at me about it like 6 years later. This is goddamn timely. One of my coworkers accidentally sent a pic of some naked chick to the entire office about 2 hours ago. So far there's been lots of hushed conversation and the manager running around apologizing to people. Will update as events warrant. LPT, if you can beat it, sending. Hit airplane mode real fast and it will usually cancel any messages. Friend of mine told me this story. She was about to wank because her boyfriend was at the gym, but she texted him saying, "I'm about to wank. Should I wait for you?" But accidentally sent that to her mom. She had a pretty good cover. She instantly texted again saying, "Oh god, that was meant for my friend," and I tried to say meditate, which I thought was genius, but apparently her mom never responded. Sent a Snapchat of my peen to a friend in our fantasy football group. Immediately blew up his phone saying that it was my peen and to not open it. He didn't believe me and watched a 10-second video of peen coming up from the bottom like Jaws fin and then my hand grabbing it. He told the whole group and we died laughing, calling him gay for watching the whole thing. Cold stopped as soon as turtle peeked its head. Greatest thing that happened and still laugh about it now. One time I accidentally posted a bondage 30 pic from Imgur onto Facebook. Found out that day that my brother is subscribed to me, so that was embarrassing. But I'm pretty sure he's into weird crap too. So meh. Also my friend. But he already knew that about me, lol. Anybody else that saw it hasn't spoken up. But I still have fear there were more. Not an accident, but a girl I was talking to and had engaged physically kept asking me to send her a peen pic. I finally gave in, only to find out later that she showed it to several of her friends. I'm not shy, and I've got a nice twig and good healthy berries, if I do say so myself. But it definitely felt like a violation. It took way too long to convince her that that wasn't cool. No, I just wanted to show it off. Doesn't make it okay. And if the roles were switched, I doubt anyone would have trouble concluding doing something like that is wrong. She'll probably read this at some point too. Not cool, dude. Friends don't show friends junk to other friends. I have an aunt who's just a few years older than me who sent a snap of her and another girl nipple to nipple at a party. I chose to not address it at all, but I wonder if it was a mistake. This was 2 years ago, and it's never come up. I didn't send them, but a few years ago I got a text from my cousin, and it was a picture of her naked ass with another of her bare boobs. I responded with thanks, but no thanks. She texted me again, and started freaking out saying they weren't for me, said they were for her boyfriend, but then she asked me if I thought they looked good enough to send to him. Did not respond for a while. Told my friends about it, really wish I hadn't, but now one of my friends has my cousin's ass as my contact picture in his phone. I was off work playing Breath of the Wild. Phone lit up, but I was fighting a little. That crap could wait. Looked 20 minutes later, and had some Snapchat notifications from my sister, as well as like 10 texts. Opened texts first. She said she sent me stuff meant for her husband on Snap, and was freaking out. I opened the snaps with my eyes closed. Tapped the screen like 1,000 times. Waited a solid 5 minutes to be sure. Opened my eyes. Snaps were successfully gone. Never spoke of it again. Sent a vac pic to my boss one wasted night. Thankfully he was really cool about it, and sent me a text the next day. Looks like you had fun last night. Don't forget to drink plenty of water today. My little brother posted a picture of a really cool urinal on his Snapchat story. It was at a brewery and the urinal was an old keg. A few minutes go by and his phone blows up with messages. Apparently he took the pic right after peeing, and his peen was in the bottom of the picture. He didn't realize it until 20 some people saw it. His friend's younger sister was the one to inform him about it. Ouch. I took a shirtless pic of me flexing to send to my lady friend and accidentally clicked a button that I didn't know what it did. A few seconds later my roommate, who is the living room with his GF and my other roomie, calls out, "Hey Gerig, come here." I enter the living room to see my pic has interrupted their show to display my shirtless photo I just took to everyone. I had been exposed. Not me, but one couple I'm friends with met that way. She was trying to send nudes to an old flame, but she had deleted the number from her phone. She went with her best guess, which turned out to be the wrong number, but in the end the right guy for her. He, of course, was surprised but very interested and decided to reply to get something going. They've been together now a few years. He was a divorced father of 2 at the time. She was single and now they form this beautiful modern family. Great people all around. Fun and very open about how they met. I was part of a car owners group and some of us were pretty close. The oldest guy, in his mid-40s, had a daughter. She was 16. So it's not good. We would always communicate when going in a convoy and she would be the one replying to everyone. So we had her on social media and instant messaging blah blah. Anyway, out of the blue, and not during show season, I get a full tits, bum and front bum selection. Being that she was 16 they were destroyed instantly. I didn't know how to handle what I had just seen. I couldn't tell her dad as it was obviously a mistake, but Jesus Christ dude. That was 5 to 6 years ago now. I was sexting a girl on Snapchat one evening, and sent her a video of me playing with my dingaling. About 5 minutes after I sent her that video my phone blew up with texts that were along the lines of, "Yo bro, check your story WTF." Turns out I had posted a 30-second video of me cranking my shaft to my Snapchat story, and about 10 people had seen it. I freaked out trying to delete it, but in my adrenaline-fueled skits out, I couldn't work out how to do it. After another few minutes I had calmed down enough to work it out, but by then 30 people had seen the fricking video. It's still a running joke in my friendship group. AHH, teenage hormones make us do stupid things.